While Star Wars The Force Awakens is on its way to becoming the highest grossing movie of all time, it's not without its share of criticism. For example, copying plot points from the previous movies. Other criticism is directed at the character named Rey. Man overboard now if you haven't seen the movie, because I will mention some spoilers. Now, I'm no Star Wars expert. I've never read any of the expanded universe books. I don't watch Rebels. I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of Clone Wars. I like Star Wars, but I'm no fanatic. In The Force Awakens, Rey is from a junkyard world called Jakku. She's a scavenger, able to defend herself, longs to see her family. Some claim that she fills the role of a Mary Sue character, and essentially, this is a character who's able to do everything better than anyone. I can't completely agree with the statement, but I can understand it. She's a pilot. She was able to fix the Millennium Falcon when Han couldn't. She could escape TIE fighters, save Finn from some roly-poly octopus monsters. You do want your characters to overcome challenges, and one area I think the filmmaker slipped up is when it came to Rey using the Force. In this movie, she just learned about the Force, if I'm not mistaken, but she ended up using advanced Force techniques like persuasion to get a Stormtrooper to free her, and she even defeated an experienced Force user like Kylo Ren in lightsaber combat. Organic storytelling is when events or results naturally occur because of the characters and what was set up early on. So in A New Hope, Luke had a training session where he learned to rely on the Force instead of his own eyes to deflect a couple of lasers. At the end of the movie, he trusted the Force instead of his own sight or technology, and that's what helped him to destroy the Death Star. In episode 7, it's set up that Rey has the Force. It's within her, and she's becoming more powerful as the movie progresses, and that's fine. When she overpowered Kylo Ren and force pulled the lightsaber to her, you know, cool, I'm all in for that. But as far as we know, it was her first time using a lightsaber. Some people are claiming that Rey was previously trained in the Force, or that she's the daughter of Luke, or whatever the case is. At this point, until anything is confirmed, it's speculation, and speculation can be used as a crutch to defend movies. We have to stick to what we know. So based on this movie alone, Rey had combat experience, but she didn't have experience with a lightsaber. Kylo Ren is a Force user. He had lightsaber training. True, he sustained an injury, but that didn't stop him from using the Force to send Rey flying up into a tree or nearly killing Finn. What we needed was a scene early on where Rey used the lightsaber in combat. Maybe instead of Finn fighting with the lightsaber at Maz Kanata's place, it could have been her. Imagine if she fought Kylo Ren in the forest using a lightsaber instead of a blaster, and despite her best efforts, she failed. This sets up a rematch at Starkiller Base where she leans on the Force this time to help her win. If there wasn't room to actually show her fight with a lightsaber early on, then there's another possibility actually. Instead of besting Kylo Ren in lightsaber combat, she could have used like a powerful Force technique. Remember, when Kylo Ren was interrogating Rey and reading her thoughts, she eventually resisted him to the point where she started reading his own thoughts and feelings. Imagine this, Starkiller Base. Kylo, Ben, and Rey are near the edge of that cliff. They're locking blades together, trying to overpower each other. Kylo Ben says something dark side, whatever he says. With all her strength, she uses the Force to send Kylo Ben flying back into the air, like how he did to her, except in this case it's an explosive power that damages the landscape. The ground between them splits open, creating that giant gap we've seen in the movie. Kylo Ben is on the ground, recovering and afraid of what he just witnessed. Rey didn't beat him in lightsaber combat, she beat him with the Force. This not only keeps Kylo Ben as a competent villain, but it takes away from the argument that Rey was good at everything. She had to rely on the Force to survive a lightsaber fight with a pro. In the end, as long as the filmmakers stick to organic storytelling, I'm sure episode 8 is going to be a phenomenal movie.